was cut out for this. The bliss of not having to break my back at work. Is it bad to say I'm enjoying the break from all the humans trying to break me? I don't want anyone to die, but I feel like I'm flying out here, having time to be me. Shouldn't that be a right and not a luxury? Time to sit and appreciate. Love your family more. Ask them questions. Lay on the floor and stretch and breathe and be at ease. If that's suffering, more please. I feel the breeze instead of just knowing it's there. I masticate the air instead of just breathing it. I'm grateful for every microscopic bit, every millisecond. On second thought, I'm more grateful than I've ever been. Every day I begin and I feel like dancing or romancing myself or making a breakfast I've never made before. I'm opening doors and portals. I don't think it's horrible to say I don't want to wait on anybody. I don't want to serve anyone. I deserve better than to serve. I deserve better than to serve. I want to delight and entertain and stimulate the brains of. I don't want to shove my way through the second-rate mundanity, insanity of having to be better than the next guy and the guy before her. I'm not sure about you, but I'm sort of through with the status quo. It's a low blow to the true me. You see, I'm just wandering the streets feeling like who I used to be. Feeling like who I used to be. That's what I cut myself off from saying previously. Previously being this day, 1 year ago, at the beginning of the pandemic, when everything felt so hectic and my sanity felt neglected. That was an improv poem I did, just walking around near my home, never leaving, truly never leaving the periphery of my home zone, feeling desperately alone in my feelings. I just wandered down the block and got out some thoughts. Total improv. So I'm just doing a little recreation, if you will. A little reboot. Same hair. Same shirt. Same fears about what I'm worth. Yeah. A lot of deep uncertainty. And who the heck am I supposed to be? And will anybody even want me out there? So, I started off thinking that I would just improvise again. Do the same kind of setup. And just get up the courage to say whatever was on my mind. Lovely little music I just walked by. But basically, took a much needed shower today. Needed to like start anew. And kind of dove into, some deep thoughts. I thought maybe this will be the first line. And then I just started to find more and more words, and the whole poem kind of came to me. And it's like, hey, a roll is a roll, and it's a hard thing as a writer to get on one. A roll, that is. So I just wrote it. Wrote it, R-O-D-E, and I wrote it. W-R-O-T-E. And I wanted to wait for the sunset. But you bet those clouds are worthy of being filmed. Because the last poem, the improv zone poem, came to me last year, this same day, walking in this shirt. Ooh, bug, in actual ear canal. That was uncomfortable. But it came to me as I was walking around viewing the sunset. A very gorgeous one, as you can see. But my best friend needs me today, so I gotta go do that. She's got too much on her plate, so I need to put some food on her plate, because she's not doing that. She's doing 6 million other things, but gotta go feed the girl, because I love her, and she's under too much stress. So, yeah, these clouds will do just nicely. So I'm gonna give it to you. The reboot, the remix. 1 year later, same day, feeling this. Is it wrong if I say I don't want to belong? Is it wrong if I say, hey, I'm afraid? I got big fear over here about this fast-paced, shifting gears back to normalcy. As if that's something I ever believed. There was no planetary push-pause, process, recover, or grieve this. I could never have conceived this full throttle, go forth, chase greed pits. More wars of the fiendish. Hurry, best hop in line with the conceited, 'cause they're determined to be priority seated. Yeah, what's your score? 'Cause they're damn sure gonna beat it. It's a terrible monster eating its own tail, and we never fail to feed it more and more. Well, the ones with the lowest scores stuck between the monster's toes beg and implore from below up to the elevated and elite. They call out, please, help us defeat it. Get me out from under this monster's feet. But the upper crust crave competition and being the best, just like a kid craves something sickly sweet. I'm humbled and terrified by every pair of desperate, searching eyes I meet. Is this it? Are we Soylent Green? Is this the scene where the zombies win and we're all just dead meat? It's hard to tell if the storm will swell, 'cause everyone's already turned their TVs back to all the latest and greatest anti-aging spells and products they flock to and are so sure they need. I don't want to concede, but I'm out of ideas. Still, I send out sonic wave wishes into the night that there's an actually new, all spankin' brand new, fresh glue still drying, beautiful like a movie that gets you crying type of new day, just waiting to greet us. Why don't we entreat the ones in charge and make a fuss and even beg for that type of do-over? We really actually just gonna fucking roll over? Come the fuck right over 'cause Big Red Rover said to come on over? back to the side of the same damn soul-crushing, broken ride we just finally got off of? Well, you're gonna have to physically shove and rough me up to get me back on that fucker. What do you think? I'm a sucker? Didn't you see the poor, regretful souls puking over the side? You can go ahead and chide and chastise me, and that's perfectly fine. I'm sitting it out because I haven't lost my damn mind. In fact, I've just now retrieved it. And I'm not down to be treated like a flea or a tick. I think everyone and everything is sick. And I'm not just talking about the flu or COVID. I'm talking like we got rid of what makes us humankind. I fucking happy honk for actual humans, so I don't mind if I do. Beep beep. Or if you approve or appreciate. But I'm not out here to prove that I can be an obedient bot on a leash. 'Cause I flatly cannot. I sought to recover a young, bright girl inside me who smothered and fought off her true heart. 'Cause anytime she'd start to beam it, some grown-up know-it-all with their back up against some rigid wall would demean it and insist she cover up that indecent, gaudy, naughty, and indulgent glimmer. Go shimmer someplace else. This is an establishment of big trophies on locked glass shelves. On locked glass shelves. This is not a place where you go around doing a thing so lewd as being yourself. That whole tight buttocks, pretend you ain't really you act was bad for my health. I had a wealth of ideas and far less doubt. And they more or less told me not to go flaunting any of that shine about. If I was ebullient or buoyant or jaunty about anything, they'd quickly eviscerate that enjoyment by rolling their eyes in that grown, shade-thrown way, as if to say, without saying it, that no one would want me as I am. To scold and damn the very essence that makes me this. What I is what I is. It's a big risk to go insisting that existing as your actual full self is a necessity. I've had to obsessively cup it like magic grains of sand in order to demand that keeping my soul intact is in fact what's best for me. Since I opened these eyes, I feel like people were messing with me, trying to get me to be less of me. Couldn't I just do all the head bobbers a favor and turn the crank down just ever so slightly? I was up till the wee hours nightly trying to figure out how to be what any crowd would want incessantly. What's it take to get the lot of us getting on famously? Then somehow fame and the human brain both became this heinous meme, this cheese grater shaved down dream. Just a massive, bejeweled pyramid scheme. Get the clicks for the CEO dicks. Make it slick, make it quick. Then you can get your pick of those same dicks and make them feel good. Assure them you never stood for nothing they couldn't stand taller than. Tie both your hands to whatever they're selling. Who cares if they're a felon? That could get the Netflix special. Be the vessel for the many, many thumbs up. And even if it's thumbs down, well, at least they're clicking that stuff. The speed of laser tag, clear red flag warning of dystopian currency. Half the world is in a humanitarian emergency. But yeah, you go make an NFT of your pussy. That should absolutely be the priority. Is it bad I say I don't know how to step foot out here, out there, and be me? Do I dare? I'm so scared to leap. This decline is so fucking steep. And no one seems to be bothered. As a matter of fact, they seem pleased that they can suck the tit of normalcy and get good and cozy with unknowns and unhomed drifting souls just to roll the dice on the future before the worldwide sutures have even begun to heal. By just saying, F it, and copping a feel at the brewery, breathing in the other drunky particulates, and just immediately consent to leaping into the dark ocean water, not even checking or asking if there are sharks or electric eels. Hell, just one breath later, do whatever you feel. Shoot, bring your sons and daughters. The planet's getting incrementally hotter. Let's just take all the same risks, as if we couldn't easily be a speck of ink gone in a blink, cleared by a cosmic ink blotter. It's a human-sized fly swatter, and we're just swinging it around. It's like we did a fucking year of could-be soul-searching, and this is what we found? The same tiny car crammed full of clowns, eager to get brought down. The same tiny car crammed full of clowns, eager to get brought down by a long, broken structure. We don't have to fucking suffer. We don't have to fucking suffer. It just keeps getting tougher to believe and stand for this glistening, everyone listening as they should to the trees in the woods and living as they know instinctually is for the greater good type of world I envision so clearly and have pictured since I was a child. Just feel like I'm lost out in the wild, with my dreams splitting apart from my very heart seams. No dream thread in sight. I think I might have to invest in a suit of armor and a brighter light, one that shows intentions. 'Cause I don't know that I even need to mention how grisly it feels out there if you have a gentle spirit enduring the human plight. I have to try with all my might to see even a degree of potential set us all free type mojo. The spiritual growth slowed almost to a halt, and fault is placed squarely upon the long uphill ego and power trip. The big boys hired goons, always trying to get you to trip over your rooted self, to sniff some poison they're trying to sell, to hawk, to block all progress and make us regress into cave people biting one another with our extra incisors, so that the survivors are the biggest bullies. The pulley system is so off-kilter that we're just sinking into a heady brew that, once seeped into the pores, causes one to abhor their truest self and feel pitted against everyone for status and wealth, and then shelf all connected morals and inner voices. Life is a series of infinite choices, people. Why can't we ignore the pull of the old dead ways that have never, ever, ever, ever in history done anything but weigh us down? I don't want to drown in that self-stripping potion, dripping with an ocean's worth of inadequacy. I just want to be me. I just want to keep me. I just want to see something of beauty coming out of this quickly saturating misery. When I consider the whole big heap, honestly, I'd gladly go back to suffering as a server in a heartbeat and just keep my feet cemented to a lifetime sentence of smelling like old eggs and grease. If doing so would release every single person who was taken from this earth plane, to take away the pain of being gone forever, you bet I'd give up all my dreams forever. for good if I could just make this all better. I wish I could write the gods a beautiful letter and beg them to give Earth a chance and to protect her. I try to keep my hope pure, of definite paths and answers and fixed points. I am most unsure. But of the deep conjuring of possible adventure and the seeking of a deeper center, those things I could mentor quite well on. The hard bit seems so long. And I hope I'm not wrong to think we can escape it. And that we don't have to belong or go along with it. We can instead replace it. So that's what I got. Farmers yelling in the background, birds a singing all around. I don't know exactly what I've lost and what I've found, but I'm bound to find out some way. I'm bound to get there someday. I don't have a clue what I should say. I just go along my confused sing-song way and try to play with the colors and the beautiful parts. Try to keep afloat my loving heart. It's an art, and it's pretty hard. But I still wish upon the stars. I still hope that I'll get far, that I'll see other countries and feel so very comfy under the northern lights, that everything just might be all right. Here goes my neighbor's drill. Just made up a little song on the spot. I know what I've got. I just hope there's like a place for it out there. Because I think it's a lot. But I've always fought to prove it. And I don't quite know how to do it. So that's all my confused feelings. Just, dealing with the wheelins and dealins, right? So there's my heart on paper. Was gonna try to improvise that, but at least I improvised a little song for ye. Here's a pretty poof. Here's a little pretty poof upon which to end on, or who knows, maybe we'll end on the sky. The sky's doing some pretty things, isn't it always? I guess you can't see it real well that way. Maybe this way. Which way? Any which way. This way, that way, pick a way. What a year. So, there you go. There's me then, here's me now. How now, brown cow? I don't know what it all means. I don't know if any of us do. But yeah, so a little improv ditty of thoughts, and then one that just came to me in the shower today, trying to find the soft. Find the soft in my soul. Because I was feeling rolled by the bulldozer of the hard part. So this is for all the sensitive hearts out there. I know I'm not the only one. Smell the lilacs. What else are you gonna do? Forget about all the hard facts. Be on your own track. And definitely smell the lilacs. So 1 year later, day 139, May 19th. At least I think that's what it is. Yes, hump day, May 19th, 2021. A 365 sum since the last time I was on the run from my thoughts. So that's what I got. And a whole lot more.